Hey guys, sorry for taking a while, but things have been quite hectic. I'm back now. So, I've come across this farce of an interview on TalkTV with two interesting new characters, new to me at least, which I didn't know about. This trash TV never ceases to surprise me and amaze me with the quality of reporters that they bring on to handle interviewees. This time it was Miko Peled's interview, who's a very outspoken Israeli American pro Palestinian activist, actually. And might I add, quite a decent person. He went through a very long journey in his life being a Zionist and then realizing that it's been all a lie, and now he's a very strong voice in the fight against Zionism and a major ally of the Palestinian people in their struggle. Let's start.
Netanyahu just made it absolutely clear that he wants to continue with the brutal massacres of massacre of Palestinians, and he rejected a proposal which was measured and balanced and reasonable.
Who proposed that?
And so now by the Palestinians in Gaza.
And what was that? What they suggested?
Well, they presented a detailed proposal.
Yeah. Basically, surrender and let Hamas carry on.
Well, basically, there's if we want to see an end to the killing, if we want to see an end to this violence and brutality, then it's time for the international community to intervene.
What would you do? I mean, America has said, listen,
well,
I've come up with an idea.
I would start with an arms embargo, not allowing a single weapon or a single piece of ammunition to be sold to Israel.
And would you say the same to Iran as about selling them to Hamas?
Not. Let me just finish. There needs to be a no-fly zone declared over the Gaza Strip, so Israel can no longer bomb or send drones over the Gaza Strip.
So what should they
Israel
have done?
Needs to commit. Israel needs to commit.
What
to releasing Palestinian prisoners, the thousands that have been.
When are they going to release the hostages?
Well, if Israel, obviously Israel does not care about the hostages. Otherwise, they would have accepted the Palestinian proposal.
Okay.
So since they don't care about the hostages, and since they don't ceasefire, they need to be forced to stop killing.
Will Hamas
murdered?
And how are you going to force a country like that to stop? You're just talking nonsense. So if you say to you're talking nonsense. Can you get Hamas to learn?
Okay, so the insults are starting. Not to mention all the interruptions. He can't answer a single question or give nuance or context or just talk. Anytime he starts hitting the nail on the head, they start doing their usual tactics. It's an interesting format. Two containers of lard that are presenting this show. You have James Whale, the host, James Whale Unleashed on the left, and Ash Gould, also known as Ash, who also does radio with him. Ash, Jewish Zionist, and the other one, a Christian Zionist. You can see they're not giving him a chance. Now the insults are starting, and this is gonna keep getting more interesting.
I beg your pardon?
You invited me to your show.
Yeah, I did, so don't talk stupid.
But Hamas have promised to do this massacre again and again. Are they going to stop doing that? Is that what they agree? And so Israel effectively just surrender and everything carries on. What happens to Hamas?
Do you want to listen to yourself or do you want to hear my
well, I thought I stopped for you to talk. That's why I stopped.
He asked you a question. Would you do
just answer the question?
Show me the courtesy of not.
Well, would you answer the question? What do Hamas do? Do they lay their weapons down? Why don't they lay their weapons down first and then see what happens?
Hamas is a resistance organization.
They're terrorists. They're not resistance. They're terrorists.
Well,
they went into a town and they massacred every man, woman, and child. Are you saying that was false?
Do you want?
This was filmed on, or at least published on February the 11th, last week. Imagine they are still repeating these debunked claims. Everything has been refuted, and they're still repeating this crap. Beheadings, rapes, pedophilia. No shame, zero shame. Just a propaganda machine that's becoming more and more stupid. And this is the purpose behind my videos when it comes to TalkTV. I really wish that there will be mass boycott against them, because there's no creativity in their lies. Nothing. No nuance, no sophistication. Of course, Piers Morgan is the most sophisticated among them. But then you have people like Douglas Murray, this guy who really thinks he's a journalist, or at least that's how they try to show him. And that crazy lady who was screaming at Mustafa Barghouti last time. And now these two clowns, I mean, it's just crazy. And now soon they'll start playing good cop, bad cop. It's just so absurd. They keep interrupting him, and then 5 minutes into the interview, things get heated, and he decides to start threatening them properly, you know, like, stop this.
I just want to ask this one question. Listen to me.
No, you're not. You don't want to listen.
I do, and I'm not answering.
I'm going to have to step out. If you interrupt me one more time, I'm going to have to step away.
You don't need to step away.
Make up your mind. You want to hear me, you're going to have to be quiet and let me finish.
Go on then. No.
I mean, finally, I've seen stuff for Miko. He's a really respectful person and also respectable. And I just couldn't understand why 5 minutes in he's just taking shit from them, taking. And I'm glad he started, but still not enough, because they're rude, they're using insults. Again, I'm calling for boycott, but just watch it and look. It's just disgusting behavior, completely unprofessional. And it's the typical way they keep treating pro-Palestinian voices. I've seen these two bags of shit talk to others now, so that I've learned about them, and I decided to see other stuff, and when they talk to pro-Zionist voices, very different, very, very, very different treatment. So they're capable of treating people well. They're just doing this on purpose.
You mentioned World War II.
No, answer the question. What does Hamas
You asked me 10 different questions and you don't let me answer.
Yeah, because
so
I'm asking
allow me to answer one question and we can move on to the next one.
Go on then.
Look, I don't want to waste 20 minutes of your and my time.
You're wasting it, not me. Answer the question.
I'm wasting it. I'm happy to leave the club.
Answer, please,
right now.
the question.
I'm not on trial here, so calm yourself down and change your tone with me. I'm not some child you're going to
I'm sorry, you're very patronizing. I'm not.
You will speak to me politely.
Miko is patronizing him. Oh my god. He's the one being childish. Again, with the self-projection. He's the one wasting the time. He asks him the question, doesn't let him answer. It's just absurd. You know how old is this guy? 72 years old. 72, and the other guy next to him is like 50 something. No shame. No shame. I don't even understand how are they still on TV. This piece of shit, he was sacked before from another channel for unprofessional behavior. But of course, any people like that will find a place at Rupert Murdoch's TalkTV. Because it seems to be a huge container of just useless, crappy people, you know, tools that just take money and say whatever you want.
Will not speak to me at all.
But can you answer how many Palestinians have Hamas killed? That's a very...
Notice their eyes, how they keep, especially this Ash guy, how he keeps looking over there, because it's the producer giving him what to say, and he has the earpiece where he's getting the instructions on.
Very basic question. We've asked it 10 minutes ago. Why don't you answer it?
Hold on, I don't even understand the question. Palestinians killed by Hamas.
How many Palestinians have been killed by Hamas misfiring rockets? I mean, there was 500 apparently in one misfiring.
That is complete and
well, we know it is because that was the BBC. The BBC reported.
I'm not going to entertain this nonsense. I'm not going to entertain it.
See the good cop, bad cop? He hit his elbows like, oh, let him answer. Like, disgusting.
Entertain this nonsense. Israel has been murdering Palestinians for 75 years. They've upped the number over the last several months.
See, you see how he keeps looking away? Keeps looking away because the producer is telling him, like, and he just repeats, give the answer. Just answer. It's just pathetic. And this is another problem also, is that when they talk, somehow his audio output becomes lower. So it's hard to hear what he's saying. I've watched it a few times, so I'm able to hear everything he's saying. But if someone is genuinely interested in what Miko has to say, he won't be able to get much, because Miko's saying very important stuff. If you watch, it's just 12 minutes, the video. It's difficult to watch because of their childish behavior, but this keeps going on and on and on into 8 minutes 20 seconds, and then Miko, the Miko I know, finally.
By a massive army.
Can you answer me this question? No, answer me this question.
Never had a military.
No, listen.
They are the cause of the violence. Are you out of your minds? Are you out of your minds? You want to condemn people who have been murdered for standing up? You want to condemn Palestinians?
Here's somebody looking for peace and violence.
Getting angry.
It's a result of...
He's so violent. Look at this. Oh my god, these guys. This is how you treat such people. Muhammad Hijab what he did on Piers Morgan, turned it into a circus because this is what he deserves. Because this is all set up to make you look like a clown by clowns.
Now you have Herzog, who is the president that you interviewed, saying that all Palestinians, they are responsible. This man is being more slippery. He's being more slippery than the lubricants that he sells in his daughter's sex shop. And that's the reality of the situation.
Let me be clear. No. Sexual lubricants? How embarrassing.
You sell dildos, don't you?
Can we get it back?
You sell dildos, don't you?
Can we get it back to the topic? You speak about 5-year-old girls being ready for sex. Come on. Listen, let's go back to the issue. Let's go back to the issue. Let's go back to the issue.
Let me ask a question.
Why are you shaking? I've got a vibrator in your pocket.
Come on, it's a serious debate.
I think he's got one of his daughter's vibrators in his
Come on,
pocket.
leave it, please.
You are just humiliating yourself.
We're going to cut all this
back to the issue.
We'll cut all this stuff out. So there's no point.
Why? Leave it. People should see what he represents.
There's no point abusing each other personally.
Okay, Piers.
I want to stick to the debate.
Let's get to the debate.
If you don't want to do it, we'll end the debate.
Let's get.
I understand when someone is trying their best to represent the case and put it forward, but this is not the place. These guys have a very clear agenda, they play very dirty, and they try their best to make you look as bad as possible if you're pro-Palestine. And they hate him because, one, he's Jewish, he's Israeli, he's the son of a very famous general who contributed to Israel's expansion and then regretted and became a peace activist. Miko himself is an ex-Red Beret. He was a Zionist for a while, and then very strong incidents took place in his life. Some were traumatizing. And then he started a process, a journey. He started meeting Palestinians, even outside of Palestine. And his whole worldview changed. And he became very pro-Palestinian. They hate him for that. And they try their best to trash him. Compare that to the piece of Mus'ab, the son of the Hamas leader, and how they treat him as if he's a saint. And it's so clear he looks like he's possessed by a demon. And just look at this. Look.
There is no deal with Hamas. Their crime is not just any crime, it's a genocide. If they get away with their crime, what will they do tomorrow? They have to be punished and they have to be held accountable. All the calling for ceasefire, those are the people who want to give a lifeline to Hamas. And this is not acceptable.
Masab, you tweeted on Friday, you said never trust anyone who identifies as a Muslim.
I have no respect for these people. The majority of the Muslim people identified with Hamas, supported Hamas. Show me how many Muslims out there who condemned Hamas genocide.
It's a normal person. Just wow. So this is the difference. This is the double standard. It's just crazy. And now Miko just gives it all. Unfortunately, his audio is not speaking over theirs as it should, because if this was happening in one room, he would have destroyed them. But you can still feel the energy. And you will notice this piece of James Whale, he starts to change and he starts calming down, because this is how you have to treat such people. You can't keep being a nice guy. You can't keep being politically correct and then just say it as it is and hit them hard, because they don't understand otherwise. They only respond to force because all they know is force. And they're weak. They're weak. Look how they're going to change.
I'll support by the Brits.
You support rape, you support paedophilia, mutilation, you support murderers.
Shame on you.
Shut up, scumbag. So stupid.
You're a bunch of racists, supporters of genocide, supporters of apartheid, and
go to a break.
On you and
go
your
to
ridiculous
a break. I'm
show.
not having this anymore.
You're a bunch of clowns. Your show is ridiculous. Your show is absolutely
I'll give
ridiculous.
you one more chance.
And you bring me here. You bring me here to talk about condemning Palestinians. Are you out of your goddamn minds?
No.
You want to condemn victims of just
you seem deranged.
25,000 human beings were killed. Over 12,000 children were just massacred. And you want to condemn the Palestinians? Damn you and shame on you both.
You are. Can we ask a question? I want to answer this question.
Genocidal.
You scum, idiot, silly person, shh, all these insults. And he's just hitting them and no curses. In his place, I would have cursed. But respect for him for maintaining his language, but he's giving it his all. He's angry, he's mad, and rightly so, because they provoked him so much. And frankly, he should have started much earlier. Because if you watch this farce of an interview, you will understand what I'm saying. It's just absurd. Absurd.
A state that has existed in a very long time.
I gather you don't like this.
Shame on you. Or looked away when Jews were being massacred by the Nazis, And now the world is looking away when Palestinians are being rounded up into ghettos and murdered by Israel.
For those of you who don't know, everything that we know about World War II, back then when it was happening, it wasn't quite like how they narrated to us. So basically, the world didn't know about the concentration camps and what was happening to the Jews being gathered and discriminated against, put into ghettos. It wasn't at all reaching people in the rest of the world. And everything that was building up for the war wasn't to go save them or to stop the Holocaust. It was primarily for other reasons, politically. And if you want to get deep into it, you will see that actually many sides were financed by the same people, and they all, in general, were working for one goal. And it's not a surprise that 3 years later, Israel was born. So don't take things at face value, yeah? Do some research, start considering different sources. And like I said previously in the other episode, just for a moment, take a deep breath and imagine that, okay, perhaps I've been lied to my whole life about the Middle East, especially Palestine. Yeah, just give it a consideration.
This is your response.
How? I want to ask you a question when you stop ranting. You are such a violent
You're actually showing your real self here. You've deranged real mind. We've exposed you.
Exactly.
Exposed.
But I want to ask this question.
You are a bunch of hypocrites, both of you.
You want to listen
You're
or not?
liars.
We know what you are.
But you're hypocrites.
We know what you are, mate.
Listen to me.
You are hypocrites for sure. Over 25,000 civilians have been massacred.
Yeah, okay.
Over 12,000 children have been
No terrorists in that, by the way.
You want to talk about beheading of children? You take a look. Come to Gaza and take a look.
You hear that, Zionist? You hear what he's saying? He's trying to justify. He's telling him 25,000 people have been killed. And he's telling him, yeah, no terrorists among them. What a piece of shit. What a piece of
under the rubble. You'll see tens of thousands.
When were you last in Gaza, by the way?
Shame on you.
When were you last
Shame
there?
on you.
When were you last
Shame
there?
on you.
When were you last there?
Shame on you.
When
Smart.
were you last in Gaza?
Violence and racism.
He's ignoring a provocative question.
If
Israel,
and you are supporting Israel, and you are criticizing the Palestinians,
Israel were to put their weapons down tomorrow,
who's being massacred now?
If Israel were to put,
stop supporting Israel. Stop supporting the violence.
You nasty
stop supporting massacres.
If Israel were to put their weapons down now...
No, they should not. The weapons should be put down by Israel.
That's what I just said, you silly man.
You don't demand that people be oppressed to stop resistance. And besides,
what is wrong with you?
Control yourself, man.
When Palestinians put their weapons...
Control yourself, man. You see, after all they've done, now they're playing the victim. Oh, you don't listen, you don't do, this is what I'm saying. Just shit on them, hit them hard, and leave. Leave. They deserve no respect, no courtesy, nothing, not even good manners. Try your best to maintain as much as you can, but give it some force. This is the only way to treat these bastards. No other solution.
Down. When Palestinians put their weapons down, as they do in Hebron with Issa Amr,
I really want
human rights defender,
peaceful.
You think they don't get killed? You think they don't get arrested? Palestinians put their weapons down for all of Palestine. They're still being killed.
And you wound up because we're saying the right things, aren't we? You don't like it, do you?
The Palestinian armed resistance are being killed just as much. Palestinians are killed.
Can I ask you a question?
Or whether they sit
Can I ask you one question?
Palestinians are killed either way.
And here's the question.
Palestinians are killed whether they protest without arms or whether they fight with arms.
Put their weapons
Palestinians are being killed.
Now,
in 1948, Palestinians did not hold arms. Thousands were massacred and 1 million have been killed.
Would it be...
You want to continue with your farce? Continue.
Bye-bye, I've had enough. Go to
You are rude.
You've exposed yourself. Thanks for coming on the show.
On you on this
Thanks for coming on. See you later. See ya. I wouldn't want to be you.
What a silly asshole. I really don't understand what low level has Western media stooped down to. It's just insane. How is this acceptable? You have that disgusting container of lard full of hate and spite acting passive-aggressively full of hate, and the other one like a rabid dog with his messy hair, not even well-dressed to address the people. This is official media, you know, it's not some YouTube channel or just a casual kind of show. This is the official TalkTV. one of Rupert Murdoch's main TV and quite popular in England, supposedly the alternative to woke media. And he's just there, keeps looking like that, looking there, looking, getting his cues from the producer. And they're all Zionists. They keep portraying themselves like they're humanitarian and they're for values. And when the guy got pissed off, oh, you violent man, we've exposed you with your deranged mind. Terrible people. Terrible. So there you have it, guys. Don't go and watch it because it'll have your blood boiling. Unless you really want to. But this is TalkTV. This is what's happening behind all the Piers Morgan episodes. This is all what's taking place. They keep bringing pro-Palestinian activists to these other sub-shows and they just treat them so bad. And unfortunately, many are incapable of handling them. So I was pissed off at Miko in the beginning, but after he blew up, I was so glad. I was really glad because when I decided to make a video about this interview, I was imagining I'm gonna be shouting throughout the interview. But after I saw what he did, and I just, it calmed me down, you know, because someone had to do this, and I'm glad he got to his senses and hit them hard. Also, make sure to check out Miko's book, The General's Son: A Journey of an Israeli in Palestine, which goes into details about his journey with his parents as well. Anyway, guys, take care.